Yo, brand visions. I am Ego Son, Facio, Inspiro, Illuminare. I'm about to jump into this shit once again. Yeah, I'm at work. I guess this is just when I be in the mood to talk sometimes. But today, what I'm about to talk about is tapping into your spiritual side and basically a little introduction on that. It might be a part 2 to this video or whatever. I'm gonna try to make it short and not too drawn out, but I'm making this because I noticed, they say we living in the age of Aquarius, okay? It used to be the age of Pisces, all of those different zodiological, astrological things. But basically what that's supposed to mean is the veil is lifted and we going into 2020. And you already know, when you had the eye doctor, 2020 is perfect sight, clear vision. I got like 60-40 or like 20-19. Like, my vision sucks. I'm nearsighted. I can't see past my fingertips. But it don't always take your physical vision to see things. So that's why I'm opening up the doorway to talk about this spiritual shit. So, think about it like this. You got your mind, your body, and your spirit, or your soul. Sometimes they interchangeable. They've been trying to figure out what the hell a soul is for as long as people could talk. So, you could do your own research on those type of things and come up with that explanation for yourself. But this is an introduction. So, going throughout your daily life, you'll have these different situations. Some of them situations might be social situations. Some of them situations might cause you to feel emotional. Some of them situations might make you feel as if you're being more spiritual, and some of them situations might make you tap into more of a psychological way of thinking on those terminology. But basically what I'm trying to say is the body is a temporary situation. We are not existing as just our body. This is our character. This is the character that we play in this life. Like, if you ever seen Avatar, or if you ever seen The Matrix or anything like that, like, who we truly are and what we truly are is inside of this, inside of here. The things that we experience on our daily life is deeper than just the surface. Spirituality, on the basic note, is bring yourself to a higher level of awareness and consciousness. So instead of thinking about shit on a basic level, you're thinking about shit a couple more levels up. Not just, what's going on social media, what's fucking happening on Netflix, and 6ix9ine motherfucking snitching in court, or motherfucking all these little mundane issues really don't have nothing to do with your own spirituality. Your spirituality is you growing internally and learning externally. So you're bringing yourself to a higher level of consciousness about yourself and your existence and the world around you and how it works. So we got 3 main planes that we deal with on our daily life. The physical plane is what you could touch and you could see and you could interact with. The mental plane, which is in your mind, so that has to do with your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors and things like that. And the spiritual plane. And the spiritual plane is not something you can see with your physical eyes. Even in science class, they'll tell you that the human eye can only see a certain range of light. You see what I'm saying? So you can only imagine how much shit is actually here that we can't physically see, but it is actually happening. That's, an example of how to get to these deeper levels of thought. You also got something called the astral plane. You know what I mean? Some people think that this is a place where you go in your dreams. Some people believe that it's another dimension. You know what I mean? If you ever seen Paranormal Activity 3, where they had the camera and then they could see all of the ghosts and shit in the wall, or even if you watch Stranger Things, when they tapped into the upside down, that's supposed to be the astral plane, the place that is existing simultaneously, but it is basically reversed as in the way that we experience it. We dealing with multiple realities, multiple dimensions. Like, you probably heard all of this stuff before, and it's real. Like, it's fucking real. Like, all I gotta tell you is spirituality is not religion. Spirituality is not how many times you could pray, or you know who your idea of God is and all of that. Like, a lot of that kind of don't come into play once you really start getting into your own personal spirituality. Spirituality is not religion. It's not a system of belief. It's a practice. It's a lifestyle. It's a actual way of living to keep elevating yourself, so that by the end of your life, you basically did all you could to figure out what this existence is about. You feel me? So we are more than motherfucking evolved monkeys. So if you believe in the science route, if you believe in the Big Bang route, all of this shit, like, bro, we is more than just a piece of evolution. Our power that we have within our mind can do a lot. Like, it's more than I could talk about in this one video, but I'm trying to give y'all some information to think about and go search up for yourself, because this shit is real. So on tapping into your spirituality, you might have certain experiences in your life that might cause you to feel more spiritual. You might get high, you might get drunk, you might have a near-death experience, you might lose a loved one, you might, pass out, you might have a health issue, you might go through a bad accident, you might lose your job, lose your crib, lose your kids, all type of shit like that. It could trigger you, because a big part of spirituality is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is programmed with symbols, repetition, and trauma. That's another video. But trauma is one of the things that could trigger you into becoming more. You feel me? Sometimes you gotta go through bullshit to get through to better situations. So some of the gateways that could get you into your spirituality, notice I say your spirituality, because like I say, spirituality is not a religion. It's not a certain section of people. It's not a certain group. It's levels to it. And whatever you resonate with, you should go with that. You should research that. You should go down that path to see if it's for you and to see what knowledge you can gain from these things. So spiritual gateways are things like dreams, because in your dreams, you're actually going to a different realm. You're going to a different plane of existence. You got REM sleep. You got different wavelengths of electricity that passes through your brain that allows you to get to different levels of thinking. Okay? So when you meditating, when you relaxing, when you in a deep sleep, when you up, active, doing things. Like right now on my iPad, I got binaural beats playing, and it's for gamma waves. And what that means, it helps you with problem solving and thinking clearly and things like that. So it's a lot of stuff that I gotta tell y'all about, and I cannot fit this into one video. So that's why it may seem like I'm coming across as unorganized, but bear with me. Down the line, we gonna figure this shit out together. But I'm telling y'all shit that I already figured out, or that I'm currently figuring out. Like, I've been studying spiritual shit for a couple years now, like 3 years. So I'm new to it, but I'm far enough in it to where I could help somebody else to figure this shit out on a simple level. So your dreams mean things, okay? When you have a dream, write it down and look up the meaning. That's what you should always do, because you might call it God, you might call it your ancestors, you might call it your spirit guides. There are energies that resonate with us and send us messages that we should know about ourselves and our life. And a lot of times that happens while you're asleep. Synchronicities. So a lot of people might get into this phase where they start noticing repeating numbers more often than not. 1111, 222, 333, all of those different things. And yes, each number has a meaning. Each repeating number has a meaning. Like, spirituality is just that. It's understanding that every single thing in existence has a deeper meaning than what meets the eye. What may be seeming mundane or simple can really mean a lot more if you tap in. So next thing is energy. So dream, synchronicity, and energy. Energy work in a lot of different ways, but how you tap in spiritually to energy is opening up your perception to understand how it works and how it may be displayed to you. You might notice somebody else's energy. You might notice your own energy. One thing about humans is we generate energy non-stop. You ain't never had to plug yourself up to a battery or charge your motherfucking self like an iPhone in order to have your heart beating. You understand? So that should show you that we are constantly generating energy. Just like when you start up a car, that shit is going to be generating energy till you run out of gas or turn it off. We don't need that shit. All we need is food, some water, and maybe some sleep and some nutrients, and we could keep going for 100 years. So these things should show you that we have capabilities that we can use that a lot of people then forgot about. So spirituality has to do with awareness, deeper awareness of things that are happening on your daily life. How to tap into your spirituality is by using those gateways and recognizing more gateways of things that may make you understand things more spiritually. So I want to tell y'all about something called metacognition. You might recognize the first part of that word, meta. Basically, it means something that is explained by the study of itself, meta. So, or quantum, things like that. It means that you learn about it by learning about it. Like, it ain't no other way I could really explain it right now. Like I said, I'm not proclaiming to be no scholar. I'm just being real. I download all this information into my mind over time, and then it overflows. So I have to talk about the shit. Like, I gotta say something about it. So metacognition is thinking about your thoughts. I learned about this from this crazy ass teacher I had in 8th grade. Like, she was a smart, super intelligent Middle Eastern lady, young, she was cool, but she was crazy as hell because she started us off at a C in the English class. And I'm like in 8th grade. I'm like, bro, my mama's gonna beat my ass if I bring this C home on the first day of class. But, nothing about race, nothing about, ethnicity, nothing like that. I just had to tell y'all what kind of person she was. But the main thing that I learned from her was this, metacognition. If it wasn't writing essays and shit, it was metacognition. Thinking about your thoughts, thinking about your thinking. Up until that point, I had never thought about the thoughts that was in my head. And that right there is another gateway to becoming more spiritual, is by understanding yourself and recognizing yourself. Learn about yourself on different levels. If you just now getting into spirituality, I suggest you find out your zodiac chart, your natal chart. Google natal chart. And all they're going to do is ask you to put in your birthday, the time you was born, and where you was born at. And it will pull up paragraphs and paragraphs and pages and explanations about you, literally your zodiological makeup. It ain't about whether you believe in it or not. These are sciences and practices that have been here for hundreds of years. So it don't make no sense to be doubting this stuff. You know what I mean? We'll get into all of that later. Your life path number. That's a little bit more simple than Zodiac, you know, to start off. Because with Zodiac, people only go off their sun sign. I'm a Pisces, but my moon is Aquarius and my rising is Virgo, and my placements, my houses, and how my energy is separated in my chart is different than any other Pisces, even though we might come off as a certain way. I'll make a couple videos talking about astrology too, just to kind of turn y'all on to that. But do your own fucking research. Do your own fucking research. Your life path, that's a little bit more simple. My life path is 8. You feel me? That means what it means. You download these things into your head to influence your spirit to drive you towards your life purpose. Okay? You download these things in your head to influence your spirit to drive you towards your life purpose. Okay? Get some crystals. Understand the meaning of these crystals. Meditate. Meditate. Like J. Cole said, meditate, 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 meditate. Bro, that's the biggest part of this shit, is meditating. You just have to sit your ass down sometimes and turn off all outside distractions and go inside of yourself. You don't gotta be like, you don't gotta be, you know, standing on your motherfucking one foot and doing a yoga pose. Sometimes you just gotta sit your ass down, tune out from everything, and focus within with a certain purpose. Besides meditation, you got sage, incense. I'm not saying that these things make you more spiritual, but using them and understanding why you use them is going to tell your mind what it needs to know in order to activate your spirit. Basically, that's how it fucking works. What else was I gonna say? Do your own research. Once again, if I can't say nothing else, do your own fucking research on these topics that I speak on. I'm gonna go deeper into each topic as I make more videos, but I'm just living my life. You feel me? I just start talking about this shit so that I can help somebody. So, spirituality, not being religious, you feel me? It's about learning truths about you and the world around you. You gotta think about shit like, what do you want in life? You gotta do things to find your purpose in life. You gotta direct your whole being towards that thing that you gravitate towards, that you love to do, things that you feel like is not work. Like, nigga, I'm at work right now. I don't like motherfucking being a security guard. This shit boring as hell. But it's just the job that I got right now. I got my own business. I do art. I like to create. I help people make logos and t-shirts, and I do tattoos. I do all type of creative shit like that. I work on the computer and all of that shit. That's what I like to do. I like to work on my hands. I like to motherfucking talk about shit like this and explain it. I like to do that type of shit. So that's what I'm doing. It's really about what you like to do, nigga. If you like to motherfucking play 2K all day, then that's you. But is that gonna get you somewhere? I don't know. Maybe you could put together a path to where that could get you to a successful point in life. I'm not a fucking life coach. It's not my job to tell you what success is. But as a motherfucking spiritual person that knows that really it's time to wake up, it ain't my job to wake you up, but really shit, if I feel like it's my job to say something about it, I'm gonna say something about it. Focus your energy on bettering yourself in all ways. Self-improvement, finding your purpose, meditating on that shit, and going forward in life, going to a higher level of consciousness. So this was the part 1 of how to tap into your spiritual side. Hopefully I made sense. I'm gonna edit this shit and upload it, and hopefully y'all fuck with it. Whoever watched this video, I fuck with y'all. Facio, Inspiro, Illuminare, brand visions, ego sum, I am.